Let's give you another example, another case study. So this particular client, and this is real life, when I say real life, it can be a bit too close to home. So this particular client has been working with a number of big corporates, and as you well know, corporates can be really, slow for whatever reason in paying on time and paying in appropriate time, especially when you have normal terms of 90 days credit terms. And in this case, the credit terms were extended. It got really close to the end of the month. For whatever reason, they had a bit of a cash flow bind as an organization, and payroll 6 days to go, looking a bit difficult. Exhausted all their personal funds to prop up the business at the moment in time. Extended their overdraft a bit. Really, really difficult. So that's the context and the background to it. 4 days into coming up to payroll, £18,000 gets deposited into the account. Everybody does a sigh of relief, thinking, okay, all right, cool, let's move on, whatever it is, which helps to just about cover payroll and other bits and pieces. But on closer look on the figure, it didn't match any of the invoices that were outstanding. It was a bit of a weird number. And on close look, it became clear it wasn't from any invoices that the customer, my client, had issued to any of its customers. And on further investigation internally, it was clear that the bank had made an error and deposited monies from somebody else's situation into their account. Right, you got 4 days to go. There's an amount of money which will cover payroll. Your client still hasn't paid, and you're not quite sure when they're going to get paid to cover that shortfall. So what you want to do? Do you want to expose yourself to not being able to pay payroll and the implications of doing that? Or spend the money that's in the account and then deal with that when the bank gets round to talking to you about this extra money that you have in the account? And you say, oh, yeah, we've just seen it and we'll pay it back at appropriate time, etc., etc., etc. Which way would you want to go? Remember, is it legal? Does it fit in with your integrity statements as part of your values and cultures and all the elements around how you do business? And what's the reputation issue that you have with the business as a result and the consequences of actually taking those decisions? So the client asked me, they were in a pickle and they called me. And I didn't give them the answer. I said, what do you think you should do? Because I wanted to flush out their thinking. Bear in mind some of the things I was talking about. I wanted to flush out what they were thinking. And it was a massive discussion, but you see the conflict within this person. But ultimately, the bottom line, he gave the money back the same day. And lo and behold, a few days later, the money from the client, from the customer's client, came in, which covered all the payroll and associated things going forward. So think about it. If they had used the money, that would have been illegal. It's illegal to use money that's not yours, just the way that our laws in the UK and certainly in the US are written. The second aspect is that, does it flout the culture and values of an organization? These individuals prided themselves as doing the right thing, even though it was painful to them and to the business. And that was the first time that was tested. Really, really, really tested. And the third aspect is the consequences. The consequences are clear. There was an incident in the papers the other day about a lady. She had $45,000 deposited into her account, spent over half of that within 24 hours. When the bank managed to catch up with her, obviously she clearly didn't have the money to pay back. They took her to court. She got 12 months in prison. So, there are consequences. And what do you want to do? And remember, if the business took that case, all the directors would be liable. Not just one who made that decision to hold the money or to spend the money. All the directors would have been responsible and culpable in that particular situation.